I know you have a lot of expectations from the leadership, which we have from the level of the speaker and the 4 ministers. Sometimes we forget that we have a 4th minister, the Minister of State for East African Community Affairs, Mzee Magode Ikuya. He's also a Bukedi. So while we are trying to capture the numbers, we shouldn't be forgetting it out. And he plays a very big role into ensuring that we have a higher integration agenda for East Africa. Something that will help us also to propel when we get to the level of industrialization and value addition. We definitely must open up borders. So his docket is a very important docket. I have been a person who have been very much interested into the Bukedi agenda for quite a long time. Having been a member of parliament since 2011 until about 2021, when the people of Samia Bugwe South said that I should take leave, which I honorably accepted. But before then, I was a chairman of the Bukedi Parliamentary Caucus. So I understand what it means with the dynamics and challenges that emerge from the leadership of Bukedi. While the chairman, I moved the whole of Bukedi. Bukedi has been manifested with the conflicts in leadership. Disunity emerging from sub-counties. I think in 2016 up to 2021, we had the highest level of conflicts in Parisa between the chairman LOC5 and the members of parliament. And the emergency of Kibale County, which they still believed it should move to Budeco, and then the members were fighting that it should stay in Parisa. That was the hardest part of my time as a leader, where you are interfacing with friends who are boxing each other and they are members of parliament. But we later resolved it. And today we have all agreed as a new team that we must first bury our interests as people that have been invested with and look at the bigger picture, which will be now the Bukedi. And our chairman this time is Dr. Wakida. He's the chairman of Bukedi Parliamentary Caucus. He has been unhealthy for the last few weeks, but I believe soon he will be joining us. And Mr. Chairman, I want to say that in the next meeting before we are invited here, we are going to engage with the Bukedi Parliamentary Caucus so that we have a meeting with the think tank team and a few members that you will invite to come so that we can agree on what role we should strictly play alongside some other role we have as members of parliament. Because we have one side that should really come out and be manifested clearly as Bukedi, but there's also the other side that manifests with you as a member of parliament. So while I'm trying to engage the role of playing to see that our strategic plan is implemented, but on the other side also have that role that I have to play for the people who elected me to be in leadership. Just like my friend quoted the Bible, that you start from home. But also we have a bigger picture that we must also look at a region, because wherever we go, Bukedi has now become a topic. And I think it's not a topic basically on the wrong side. It's on the right side, because they keep reminding us that we have to change. We have to do things differently. And this is the time. There's no any other better time than this, that you have all these brains here that have taken their time and pitched on doing research and capturing that we must stop on the colonial perspectives that we were growing into to what we need to do today as the economies are changing. I want to say that I'm a farmer also. I would say that I'm just a start on a small scale. I tried severally to farm. I have barely I would say I'm lucky I have some land. Maybe my dad was lucky to have some pieces of land around Lunyo in Busia that he left me with some average of about 15 acres as a son. Then also I was able to add in some around 30. And I can tell you, before I bought land so early, 1998, while I had just come from school, my first money was going to invest in land. And I recall recently, UNRWA was doing a road on our side and they passed nearby pine trees. Only to realize, checking on the agreements I had for land, I bought some 4 acres at 260,000. But they were compensating me 18,000 for only eating some 2 lines of pines. I had to look for the person who sold me land to share some bit of money, because I felt this was really good. He did something good for me. Those people who come from my village, they know I've been having pines just along the main road, which I've cut. But one thing I'm trying to draw to you is that I planted these trees. Some of you have come to my home, especially people from Busia. You will find that my home has been so much covered with a forest. Huge trees in my compound. Trees that I planted in 2002. Today that's around 24 years. I've been quarreling with people affecting my forest around, and I had planted them on about 7 acres, just around my home. Because I really felt I needed to sit in an environment where I have the best kind of weather when I'm sitting there. Some of my friends here, Brother Charles comes and sits under the tree, refuses to enter the house. So you man, let's sit out here. Presently, I wanted to sell my trees. 22 years down the road, struggling to fight with the natives and the community from affecting my trees. 24 years you are fighting to keep a tree that the doctor here called it barren. A barren tree, you are only anticipating to get the shade. Second is maybe a windbreaker. The third is probably if you cut it into timber or you sell it. So I invited somebody to come because I counted I had more than 900 big tree trunks. And for me, I was thinking if I sell even a trunk at 200,000, probably it will generate me good money. So I invited a person who can fell and do timber. And the man told me that he would give me in each trunk only 30,000. Very annoying. For 24 years, the tree had failed to keep. I was only being asked to receive 30,000 for each trunk. As for one, and my uncle, Dr. ATM, we have started on building a nursery for cocoa. He has also done research with the Ministry of Agriculture. We have now also gotten to know that this is the type of coffee variety that can work for Bukedi. We are also building a nursery for the coffee. We want to start, as the Budeco gets its money, it should get us going. And I've told my people in the constituency that at least 100 trees, just 100, even while you may not have enough land, it can change your life. Have cocoa 50, have coffee 50. Then the rest of the other piece of land you can be able to manage. And that's, I think, a quarter an acre. That's a quarter an acre, because an acre takes about 400, 450? Yes. So we are talking over a quarter an acre to have 100 trees. 50 for cocoa, 50 for what? For coffee. And if you use it, Dr. Isiko's calculation, the 50 trees definitely will push you out of the poverty line. So this thing we are talking are practical. You can go and do these things at home. And I'm begging the leaders of Bukedi, let's not come back here and again begin lamenting, expecting that these things will come from basically Budeco to give us the seedlings. Budeco should get us going to the certain level that they will now be able to provide us with the knowledge on how to sustain these enterprises. Yes, we need them to give us seedlings. They cannot afford. Recently, we were in Tororo with the Vice President. We have started on the program of coffee and bananas. That also can be integrated as a project of Budeco, because we need to encourage it to be on. So while in Budeco we are targeting maybe 10 million seedlings, already the Ministry of Agriculture has come in to help us. We might, our budget might come down. Dr. Saleh, you may find that this budget we are talking of 50 billion will come down because there are some other interventions that are coming in. So I want to conclude and say today as we are here, let's all accept that as Bukedi, this is a new chapter. This is a new leadership. And I can tell you the best area to keep yourself and make money is agriculture. After that, when we have enough production capacity, we now will embark on how we can provide the market and then also the industrialization. Because we must have enough before we establish industries. True. Doctor told you here about chicken. I got a contract of supplying chicken to Sheraton Hotel. Happily, with a lot of smiles, I signed, hoping that I would be able to supply. I engaged some people within my constituency. Then I was seated home, moved up to Masaf. My wife had to form a poultry group, circle in the whole of Busia. We were anticipating we could be able to produce 10,000 broilers per month. Myself knowing that I would at least contribute 2,000. Those people wanted only a chicken which was not more than 2 kilograms. So that after slaughter, it would end at around 1.7. We couldn't even supply for 2 months. We lost the market. Now these are some of the things we are talking here. If we say that we are poultry farmers in Bukedi, then we must get to know each other. If there's one who has a market, he should be able to have a network of colleagues so that we don't lose. The supply chain remains. And then you'll find that we can sustain ourselves in the business and be able to continue progressing. But if you go alone, you will not even move more. Some people say that if you go faster, if you go faster? If you go alone, you go faster. And if you go for a big number, you go far. So this is what I just want to conclude and say, let's all embrace the idea of Budeco. And I want to commit that me as Julius Maganda, I'm going to be a member, and I want to say a permanent member of Budeco. And at some point, I will ask Budeco to come and visit my place. I'm still working on reviving it back. It is a model farm which has almost each and everything that you have spoken here. What I don't have on my farm is only fish, which I believe we are also going to have fish in the 3 years to come. And what the fish we are going to have is not going to be in the lake. Ours will be out just in my compound and the shed. Because I want to have like at least 3,000 under a shed. And I've provided those trees, I've left them there. We are working on research and see how do we get only the water supply and then we start. So these are some of the things we can have the money from our own compound. So I beg you, let's integrate our minds, let's go back challenged and be part of this call for us to turn ourselves out of poverty and turn our communities. As I conclude, I want to say this to the cows. How many of our technical people, the principals, accounting officers are here from the districts? Cows. If you're around, you just raise up, we get to know that you are here. I've seen 2 cows, I've seen number 3. Even when you're a town clerk, stand. We are going to do a resolution of Bukedi. And I want to ask you, you can sit down. I want to ask you to guide the council. In your budget framework paper, put in the aspect of buying seedlings for your people. Because we have no any other place we are going to mobilize money for Bukedi. We want to mobilize this money from government. While for us, the members of parliament are going to push for the 50 billion, the district council and its leadership can begin to have this done in the districts that we come from. So if we say we need 100,000 seedlings with the district council resolution and we earmark a fair number of farmers, assuming each farmer is taking for an acre, that's how many farmers? Around 400? Or 100? Yeah? 400 farmers every financial year. I want to tell you, 3 years we shall have a good story to tell from the districts where we come. So, and this is not much money. So just provide the guidance to the leadership of the councils, the LOC 5s and mayors, so that we can have this in our budget. So we can be able to begin benefiting our people early enough as the monies that the members of parliament and Budeco shall sit and generate a document that we are going to remind again the president when from Kampala with this leadership. I want to thank you once again, and I want to thank the team of Budeco for inviting me, and today I want to commit myself that I will be a member of Budeco. If it requires us to make contributions, we shall all the same come back and see how we can support our people.